What's up, wine tasters? Dani here, and I am going to ask you a very serious question. You have to answer me honestly. When you are in need of a bottle of wine, do you have to go to the store and buy it because you don't have any at your house? Or are you a smart person and buy a whole bunch of different wines at the store, keep them at your house so that when you feel like drinking a bottle of wine, you have one already there? I get it, when you're just starting out, you might just be buying wine for whatever occasion you happen to be going to, or you're having dinner tonight, so you go and buy a bottle of wine for that. But let me tell you, it is so much smarter to buy maybe 5 or 10 different bottles of wine, keep them at your house so that when you find the occasion that you'll need to be drinking a wine, you're not running to the store. So I put together a list of the 6 types of wine that I'm always drinking at my house, so I always make sure I have on hand. So hopefully this can be an inspiration for you on what to buy so you can keep it at your house as well. Starting off strong, the number one wine I always have to have on hand at my house is sparkling wine. Bubbles, champagne, whatever you want to call it. There's always a reason to celebrate, so there's always a reason to drink bubbles. What if a friend that you haven't seen in ages comes over and you guys need to celebrate something? What if your kid gets an A in school? What if you got a promotion? What if you crossed off just one thing to do on your to-do list? There is always a reason to celebrate, so there's always a reason to have sparkling wine at your house. If you ever have one of those let's have a bottle of wine moments but you really don't know what to open, sparkling wine is always the answer. And I'm not talking about buying super mega raging expensive champagne here, guys. You can buy a bottle of sparkling wine for like 10, 15 bucks and it's going to do the job of celebrating whatever you have to celebrate just fine. Moving on to number 2, let's talk Chardonnay. Okay, so I know that a lot of people love to hate on Chardonnay, but I'm gonna be completely real with you here. Chardonnay is my favorite wine in the entire world, like no joke. Like good white Burgundy, that's my favorite wine. There's a lot of bad Chardonnay made out there, but there's a lot of great Chardonnay too. And the good Chardonnay is the ones that I keep at my house because I find myself drinking them all the time. I run out of Chardonnay a lot. And that's also because Chardonnay goes well with a lot of different foods, and that's why you should have it at your house as well. Chardonnay goes well with anything from like chicken to anything with a cream sauce, so like any pasta with cream sauce, any dish with lemon, popcorn, yes, Friday night, popcorn and a movie, and Chardonnay, the best night in ever. If you're not a fan of Chardonnay, you might just be having some bad examples of it, so give it another try, maybe spend a little bit more money on a bottle, and you can always ask me for recommendations as well. So that's actually it for the whites. Let's move into rosé territory. Rosé every day, all day, no joke. Rosé. Rosé pairs with everything. It is my when in doubt wine. And that's because rosé drinks like a white, no wait, it tastes like a white, but it drinks like a red. Rosé also happens to be my day drinking wine. It's my picnic wine. It's my, hey, friends are coming over, like whatever wine. Rosé, there will always be an occasion for. I'm actually drinking rosé right now. Let's get into the red wines, and the first one I would suggest having at your house at all times is Pinot Noir. Now, I actually don't drink a ton of Pinot Noir, but if there was a situation that called for Pinot Noir and I don't have Pinot Noir at my house, it's gonna be a bad situation. Pinot Noir works with a lot of different meals because it's so light. It's going to work with dishes that maybe other red wines will overpower, but other white wines won't match up to. So it's a really great middle ground wine, and I actually find myself needing Pinot Noir more often than I would expect. Particularly roasted chicken, salmon, those are definitely my go-tos with Pinot Noir. Number 5 might surprise you a little bit, and that's because if you're not really into wine yet, you might not even know this varietal, but that is Sangiovese. So Sangiovese is known to a lot of people as Chianti, which is a region in Italy known for Sangiovese-based wines. However, Sangiovese as a grape varietal is an incredible wine to pair with food, and that's because it's really high in acidity. And red wines that are high in acidity will naturally pair well with foods that are high in acidity that need that wine to match up to it, namely tomatoes. And let me tell you, I eat a lot of tomato-based red pasta in my house. What am I saying? Spaghetti? I don't know. I eat a ton of it, and if I'm making spaghetti at my house tonight, I better have a bottle of Sangiovese ready because beer and other wines just don't match up to spaghetti like Sangiovese does. Finally, our last wine on the list is a no-brainer, and that is Cabernet Sauvignon. Cabernet Sauvignon is the highest demand wine in the world for a reason. Everybody loves it. And this is just one of those wines that I always keep at my house because nobody's gonna complain if you open up a bottle of Cab. So this is my wine, my go-to wine for when I have company over, and because there's just so many people out there that they might not like Pinot Noir, they might not like Rosé, but they're going to like Cabernet Sauvignon. And by the way, Cabernet Sauvignon and steak are best friends, so if you're making a nice steak dinner and you don't know what to pair with it, you can reach for that bottle of Cab, no problem. So there you have it. Those are the 6 wines that I'm always keeping at my house because I'm always drinking them. So if you want to go to the store and start a little stockpile for yourself so you don't have to be, rushing off to the store every time you need a bottle of wine, I definitely suggest starting with these 6 wines. But don't be afraid to branch out. Go have some fun and try new wines as well. These are just my staples that it would be really bad if I didn't have them around for a different occasion. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite wine is and what you always find yourself drinking and what you need to have at your house at all times. And if you want to keep learning about wine with me, make sure to hit that circle button right there. That'll get you subscribed to my channel so you can keep up to date with all of my future videos. I'll see you next time, friends. Cheers!